price right here, is definitely possible for them to sell it for that without a doubt. As you can see, there's a buyer land, Florida market. So one of the first things that I would do, this is my sheet where I kind of track the market. I figure out exactly what the market is telling me. Okay, let's go through this first. So first things first, this is a seller's market. Looking more at it. So this is a 3-1. Number of homes being sold is 1,471. Okay, so there's an increase in 3 bedrooms, which that's what this is. That's good. Number of homes being sold is 255. In the last 2 months, it was 267. It looked like we had a percentage change. This is interesting. Asking price versus sold price. Overall, asking price is 39 homes. At asking price is 64 homes. Under asking price is 152. Days on market. So 55 days, 46 days in 1 year. So as you can see, this is one of the tools that I use when I'm looking at the market itself. Let's move on to the next one. So this is a tool that I use also. 98 homes listed for sale as of inventory. If we come over here, right here, this is the average value of homes selling for. And then the growth is minus 51. So looking at the year before, well, looking at this year, yeah, looking at the year before, it sold a little bit higher than what it sold last year. Okay, let's get right into the comping. It's similar to Prop Screen. I use Prop Screen also, but this is a tool that I use to leverage when I'm not screen. So as you can see, this is the cop. It's a 3-1. This is a subject property. It's a 3-1. Square footage is 910. Year built 1958. So let's see if we can find some. So we got some with a higher square foot, and I'm really just trying to be conservative. That's really the problem. We don't want to throw double digits. We may go back and take that. Where now? This one right here. The year is off by a little bit, but it'll work. So as you can see, the total value, this was in the last year. We could shorten it, go 6 months. So as you can see, we're in the radius. So you get the price set. So this is a tool that I use frequently. It's called Investor Base. This is a good tool to use. Looking at this property, it doesn't need any repairs, but it may be outdated. Yeah. It looks outdated. This is a tool that I use from time to time. It's called Investor Base. This tool is a useful tool. It allows you to see exactly what people are paying for in the area. So in the last 6 months, as you can see, ours is a 3-1. So this particular buyer, he paid 185. This particular buyer, he paid 143. So you start to see where you need to get your price at. He purchased it for 130, 143 and flipped it for 250, 253. Shows us exactly where our price needs to be. And this is more of a good way to track exactly what individuals are paying for in the area. So for 259, variable comps comp estimate is accurate. We see a lot of these houses selling for that 229 or a little bit more. On this particular property, I was being conservative, trying to get everything as accurate as possible. So as of right now, this is a neutral market. Medium sold prices 380, 800. Medium sold price by city, so 4.2. How does it compare? Average average numbers of homes sold is 246. In the last 2 months, 232. There's been a 18 increase. Number of homes sold 38 in the last month. It's up by 26.7%. Homes sold over asking price. At asking price, 8 homes. That can work into our advantage as the buyer. And that can work in your advantage as a seller. Under asking price, 24 homes. It's kind of standard a little bit, but days on market for Will Park. So days on market is 76 days. Interesting. Last year it was 61 days. That's interesting too. That means homes, typically homes sell a lot slower in these markets. It's interesting. The percentage of homes being sold, it went up, as you can see, 24.6. 14 homes sold under 30 days. That's interesting. So if they're listed right or priced right, they sell quick. 13 homes sold 30 to 90 days. Again, it goes back to if they're listed right. It's interesting. So again, this is one of the tools that I use to look at the market. Okay, so inventory of homes is minus 8.8%. Again, we just seen the data talking about that. It's interesting. More homes are being sold. Well, that prices dropped. As prices dropped as of last year. What does the inventory look like? That's interesting. Homes value. So what does the inventory look like? So there's an inventory of 348 homes. People are selling a lot of homes in this market. Just went over that and it makes a lot of sense. It just said it was a neutral market. And as you can see, there's a lot of inventory in this market. All right. So this is one of the things that I do when I'm looking at the market itself. How I tell if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market, or in this case, neutral. So let's get right to the comping. I do want to mention that this is not one of the only tools I use. I use Zillow, Redfin, Prop Wire, what I'm using right now, Prop Scream. I use a lot of different tools. I'm very flexible. As I stated earlier, um, I like to pivot immediately if somebody has a better way of doing it, or that way is more accurate. Pivot immediately. I don't get stuck on one tool. So let's go over what we have. Okay, so that's a problem. It's not showing the bedroom size, but that's fine. It's a 4-2. Okay, so as I stated earlier, pivoting is easy for me. It's not a problem to figure out immediately on the go exactly. One of the things that I've learned doing this for a while, if something isn't working correctly, immediately pivot to what does work. So we switched it to sold. The bedroom is 1,500 square foot. We can get that middle ratio. Um, let's clear it. So it is a 4-2. We have one listed for 100K. We have one listed for 245K. We have one listed for 477, 500K, and we have another one listed for 459K. So one of the things that I would do when coming across this type of discrepancy, I would put it into investor base and see what people are paying for with this particular property. As you can see, flippers are actively buying at 212, and landlords are actively buying at 228. There is a lot of data in that area. Let's shorten. Well, first of all, let's make this adjustment. And let's do 1 mile. Let's see what that gives. So looking at this, we have one landlord that just recently purchased a property for 250. What are we? A 4-2 or 4-2. We have another landlord that purchased it for 215. We have another flipper that purchased it for 360. He turned around and sold it a year later for 469. So these comps could be justified. This comp could be justified. It definitely could sell for that. The only problem is that bedroom. Let's see. So right here we have a 4-2. So he purchased it for 350. He sold it for 465. And this was in 9 months. That's a good comp right there. Where it go? Yeah, here we go. This is a good comp right here. So right there, this 4, he can get it for 4 something. He could definitely sell it for 4 something. With the right updates and etc. The ARV, we definitely see that this property fully fixed up, turnkey. He could sell it for that. but it looked like a lot of individuals are purchasing it in the 2Ks. So most likely where this property is pending at as of right now, they probably let's see what did they pinned it at 289. So that's good. That's interesting. It's really interesting. If we wanted to do a deeper dive on this, let's go back. Let's go back and let's do a year just to see. We already know it's pending at 280. Sorry, 289. So this is in my way. I'm sorry about that. I keep clicking on that. So as you can see, it's a lot of comps. When we look at this tool is investor based. It allows you to see what people are actively buying in the area. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of what you believe a comparable comp would sell for. It takes a lot of guesswork. It shows you what investors, landlords, as you can see, and flippers are actually paying for in the market. This is a valuable tool when you're underwriting deals. It makes the process 10 times easier because now I don't have to guess. Now I can specifically go off of data and say, hey, and as you can see, this 289, 900, just clicking around. Let's see, 215. That's a comp. We need to find a accurate comp. So 4-3 purchased it for 230. Again, what he's selling it for is spot on. Turned around and flipped it. He turned around and flipped his property for 875. So you can see that people are actively buying in the area, and not just that. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of what you are selling what you should sell your property for. This is one of those tools that when you're underwriting, this is a game changer because hey, for one, it makes the process a lot faster on the go. You put it in there. Obviously, you still do the process of underwriting, but as you just seen me do, I put it in there, and we see it's pending for this 280, this 289, and we see that there's comps selling for that 2K. And as you can see, he had it listed earlier for 339. And we're looking at the comparable comps, and there's comps that's selling that's saying, hey, you might the justified price for that bedroom size is selling for that. So this tool is a handy tool. It just makes the process a lot easier. There's a 4-1. That 4-1, he paid 245 for it. I know we missing the bedroom, but I'm just so here's a 4-2. That square footage is way bigger than ours though. Yeah, that square footage is double. Going off of this, the price that he have it at is very conservative. It makes sense. That 289. So as you can see, the retail price on that can sell anywhere from 4K or higher. Exactly what our comparable comps looked at, what we came up with. Again, getting this justified 4K fully fixed up is definitely feasible with this price, with that price fully fixed up. That's exactly what the ARV after repair value would be. Looking at this property, and as you can see, we got it exactly where. Well, we figured out exactly where the the seller should sell the property at in the twos. And as you can see, it tells us right here, 221. Landlords are paying 215. And yes, this is just the estimate. This is just the estimate of everything going forward. But let's get to the next property. I really hope you guys see the value that I bring to the table. Again, with this specific property, as you can see, we had a little bit of problems with the data. I immediately adjusted and went to other tools that I know how to use. And as I said earlier, I don't mind using different tools. If you have a better tool that can give me exact information, I'm willing to use it. I'm an overachiever. If you guys need an underwriter that's willing to do hundreds, I'm willing to do hundreds of properties in a day. This is what I do on a daily basis, and I love doing this. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Let's get to the next property. So this property right here is still in Florida. So as you can see, it's a buyer's market. So that works in the buyer's favor. Homes sold. There has been a 1.8 increase. Mediums homes sold. What are we? A 3-2. So it's a 0.6 increase. Perfect. There's more activity being sold. It's more threes being sold. Okay, so how does it compare? Home supply is 4,010 homes being sold or listed for sale. In the last 2 months, it was 3,978 homes listed or homes for sale. We're at 3, so it's up 1.3. Interesting. So number of homes being sold is 506. 2 months ago, it was 564 homes that have been sold. So there is an increase, minus 10.3%. So it is going down. As you can see, this is where we're at now. So asking price versus sold price. As you can see, there's 78 homes over asking price being sold. I mean, this actually works in good favor. 154 homes sold at asking price, and then under asking price, 283 homes were sold. Days on market. So the average days is 74 days. Last year was 59 days. So that tells me right there that the average days right there, that tells me it's selling a lot slower than what it was selling last year. Interesting. Because if it's selling a lot slower, that means 9 out of 10. Again, and it goes back up to this right here. So last year, it's interesting. So under 30 days, 69 homes were sold. Homes were sold, and then over 90 days, there was 154. These two are going to work in our favor if it's priced correctly, and it's already pending. So I mean, whatever they got it sold for. We haven't looked at the specs yet. We're gonna look at the specs, but if it's priced correctly, it's not gonna sell that long. I mean, if it's priced correctly, it's not gonna sit that long. Looking at the inventory, as of right now, this is 2000. This is May. Looking at the date right here, May of 2025 is 53 homes in this actual zip code. There's 53 homes being sold, well, listed for sale in this zip code. Of course, it does not include off market homes. So as of last year, it sold a little bit more. Sorry, homes were selling a little bit higher than last year, but not that much. Not that much. It's a excuse me, it's a discrepancy for the homeowner, but not that much. And then looking at the home value, if it's priced just right, it's not going to sit that long. The data just showed us that. Looking at the actual market, it showed us that if it's priced just right, it's not going to sit that long. And looking right here, it was only listed for less than 20 days, less than 30 days. Look at those good old comps. Okay, so we are 3-2. Let's look for some 3-2s. The square footage. Okay, so we have our 3. Let's check, make sure we put it. Yep. No, 6 months. 2. And so in the last 6 months, we still got these 2 comps. If we switch it back to a year, we'll have that 3. Yeah. So estimated ARV 284,750. Average price per square foot 170. Price per square foot, I think it's a little bit bigger than ours because ours is 149, which is 150. Let's see what investor base says. Again, and it's pending for 249. So as you can see right there, there's a buyer paying 207. Let's see. So here's a buyer paying 254. So he paid 254 for it. It doesn't show us what he sold it for. It looks like he's a buy and hold. Yep. It looks like he's a buy and hold. He has a portfolio over 183 properties. So what they have it listed for, this price right here is definitely possible for them to sell it for that without a doubt. As you can see, there's a buyer, same bathroom, square footage. So as you can see, they have it listed correctly. Let's see, there's another buyer that paid 178, a little bit lower than what we want. Another buyer that paid 207, 175, 150. So as you can see, this investor tool, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of what buyers are actually paying for. It shows you exactly, hey, where you could list your price and get away with it. Because obviously there's people actively paying for this type of property. As you can see, it's easy to look back and look at it now and say pending, but this is one of the tools that I use investor base. It allows you to see hardcore proof of what people are actively paying for in the market. Again, looking at a lot of the other analytics, the other tools, it shows you what the inventory is and what people are selling for. But this tool right here, it's a game changer. It shows you where your property should be listed at, the maximum price you could get, and the least price you can get. So as you can see, where they actually have it listed at, it's perfect. Again, we talked about that looking at the market earlier. If it's priced correctly, it's not going to last that long. I think the average days on market was like 70, and a lot of homes that's being sold in that 30-day window to the 90-day window, meaning it's priced correctly. So yeah, that their price is definitely justified. Again, it's easier to look back at. It's easier to look back at it now since it's pending, but looking at this tool right here is definitely justified that individual is willing to pay for a property at this price, and even in the twos. So